Edit video. Alright, thumbnail's updated here. Let's see if we can update it again. Save. It's not even using the right thumbnail. Oh, way too out, I guess. I think we got like one person in here. Let's see what happens. Oh shit, Tom, you're in here. When did you learn Python, C#, C++? So Python I learned right after my bootcamp because I wanted to do AI. So I took like a good month, 2 months on that. C# I learned on the job. And then while I was on the job, the syntax that I picked up from C# I was able to apply to C++. And I actually picked up a student from a college out here that wanted C++ help, and I've never done C++. So I went and learned it, and then went and taught him right away. C++ I'm not that strong yet. The other two I can do at a professional level, but yes. C++ is yikes. I'm trying to figure out why this thumbnail isn't changing. No, I don't use Python at work. I wish. I wish I can use Python at work. And then the remote job. Oh my god. The remote job, I think I'm starting, if it works out, I'm going to be starting it soon. And they don't use Python either. I think they do Java, but I'm trying to do part-time remote. Yeah, one day. I wish. Python would be a great language to get paid to do. Because you can apply it to anything. You can go apply it to web dev, you can go apply it to AI, you can go apply it to data analysis, all that crap. Alright, let's figure this out. Thumbnails updated. Oh, there we go. So I guess I didn't wait it out. Nice. Wait, Thomas Ferris, is that Tom from I like your new video formats. The editing looks so cool. Thank you, Alex. I'm glad someone enjoyed it. I've been spending a lot of time on it. I actually have I ordered a new camera yesterday. Should be coming in later this week. So I could do like 4K B-rolls and all that. If you've watched Joshua Fluke, his quality of video I'll be able to do now. Just the editing I have to start getting good at, but thank you. Alright. Oh, I thought you were Tom the Tombopoulos guy. Awesome. How did you find this? Because I don't really plug my channel in Discord. I'm gonna move this over. So right now I'm building an API for GrindReel for the Discord, where I'm going to, here, let me, so this Discord right here, all these messages that are going through and all the people who are writing them, I'm going to be collecting that and saving it probably on my computer for now. Maybe I'll pay for a server, and then if we do like a community project where we make like a Facebook or something, anyone can have access to all these messages and all the users and all their all the data that we have from Discord is just sitting in Discord server. So I'm going to make a bot. First thing I'm doing is I'm building an API that will save everything. Then I'm going to make a bot that's going to go and take everything from here and send it to my API. It might be confusing to say out loud, but pretty much, if I can explain this, I'll have an easier time doing it myself. Where's my mouse? Here we go. Okay, so we have Discord. We have the API. Then we're going to have, I keep losing my mouse. We're going to have the bot here. It's going to send everything we need to the API. I think I'm going to do it once a day, so every, oh my god, can I do this? So it's the bot is going to collect all the messages and save it to itself. And then after 24 hours, it's going to throw everything into the API, and once it's done sending everything to the API, it's going to clear its memory. And it's going to do that once a day, probably at like 4 in the morning or something when no one's talking. I'll have to figure out a good time. And then once I do that, the API will have all the data we need. So let's say we have like a little storage here. So we have all our messages and whatever. And you guys can make your app, so an app, right? And let's say this is like a Facebook clone, and you need a bunch of users for your Facebook account. So a picture, a name, an email address, a password. Password we can't do, but anyways, that kind of stuff. So you can, I keep losing the mouse because it's so bright. So then you can go and you can, we'll probably have to do some kind of like $1 per key or something just to pay for the server, because we're gonna end up catching a lot. Like, imagine 1,000 lines could be like 20 something kilobytes, and if we're getting over 1,000 messages a day, we'll be doing a couple gigs a month. So it's not going to be cheap. So at least like $1 per person. I'll have to figure it out. And then once you pay for it, you can get access to the API all you want through the key. Now, let's see, we have this, right? So you can call all the users, all their roles, anything you want. You can call messages. I'm gonna have messages by day, so if you want all the messages that were written on the 4th of March, you put in the date that you want, and it'll return every single message from that day. Or you can give probably, I'm gonna make it a couple parameters you can throw in. Then I have to make it super secure, so everything's locked up, and if you don't have a key, you cannot touch it. So you have to put in your key every time. So if your key is like 1234, and you call the API and you want to get information for Thomas Ferris or Alex P, and you want to get back their Discord profile, you have to have that key that you sent on the way there. And the first thing I check when you try and even touch the API is your key valid? I have a function, I'll show you. So this function right here, right now it's just fake, but this authentication check function will check the database for your profile, and it'll check your key, and then it'll compare it with the key that's being given from your request. So if we go in, so let's say we do this, and then I can go, I think it's rec.body.params. I have to check, I haven't done this in a while. And then from here, you have a key now. And you can throw that key into the authentication function that we have right here, and you can compare it. And the whole thing's documented, so if people want to look through the code, if they paid for the key, I think that's how we'll do access to the code. So if you want any access to this, you have to support it, because I don't got the money to pay for 20-30 gigs worth of storage. At least not yet. But it'll be really cool because it's all documented. I have how do I open it? See, so you got all your documentation here, all the routes right now. So like get users and a key, and it'll give you all the users in the database. And like the information about, information about all the features and everything. And then on the side here, we'll have a more detailed, like if you're looking through the code and you're like, oh, I wonder what authentication check does. You can come here, you can click on the side, and then it tells you, we'll check database for key and return a Boolean. And you can see the parameters. It takes in a key, which is a number, and it checks its authentication. So the whole thing will be documented. But before I get into that, I have to build something. I have like a paper next to me and a basic idea of what I want to do. But it's going to be tough because I want to make it so if we have 20,000 people who decide to use it at one point in 5 years from now, it'll maintain itself. Because I don't want to spend every single day for the next year working on this. This is just like a side project. How do you guys find this this channel? What brought you here? I got 2 viewers, so hopefully you guys are still in here. All right. I built the route. What I'm doing right now is setting up the database. So I have this like test migration. I should change the name to something else, but whatever. I'm gonna create a table called users, and if we go back to this, so that's the current setup. I'm going to be connecting, so this is going to be primary key. This is going to be, it's going to be the, it's going to be the user API key table. So I'll have to do an ID. Oh damn, how is this gonna work? Because I want to make it so if someone finds your key, you can just go to the website and refresh a new one. All I gotta do is find the one you have and make sure that I give you a new one and delete your old one. So your old one could be reused by someone else, I guess. Even though that still would be a bad idea. Once one key is used, it should never be used again. Alright, let's keep it with an ID. So primary key ID. Yeah, this is tricky. Okay, I'm gonna have primary key ID, which should be a number. Then we're gonna have an API key. I'm just gonna be key, so another number. Might change it so it's not a number because there's only so many numbers we can use. And then the last one is going to be a foreign key. Now that foreign key is going to connect to the user on the users table. So user underscore ID, and that's going to be a number. And then that user ID will connect like that, and the relationship will be one user can have many keys, but keys can't have many users. So let's make that one to many, if I'm not mistaken. And then this one will be one. No, that's wrong. I'm so confused. Okay, so that means for every one user, there could be multiple keys, but for multiple keys, there can only be one user. You can't have one key with two users. That doesn't make sense. Unless they're shared accounts on like an organization. But if I ever wanted to go that far, I would do this a lot. It's more serious. This is just meant to be a quick page. You log in, email and password, take your key. Okay, now you have access. You don't like your key, you want to stop paying $1 a month, you want to stop using the API, you don't want to support it, whatever, you go and you cancel your payment and we're good. Alright. Let's move that up here. You still here, Alex P? I feel like I've seen your picture before. Are you Big L? L, Alex? That's my guess. Craig, where are you? Okay. Users table is finished. We have our user API key bridge kind of table. I'm gonna have an API. We're going to have an API key. We're gonna have a user. They're gonna be linked together. The YouTube you just put up. Craig, my man. I know it's you. I just want the 3 watching. Am I lagging? I gotta change this music before I get a headache. Okay, I gotta lower this music because it's... How's the voice? The mic's all the way on that side. Wait, my camera is fucking... Give me some... Let me fix this up. Dude, it's so hot right now. I moved my desk, so now back there is where my desk used to be. And I moved it now. My window was right on top of here, but my heater is right under, like the wall heater is right under my desk. So the heat hits the table and then it hits me, and my legs are burning right now. I can't wait till we don't need the heater anymore. Let me open it. Sound okay? It's a little Canadian. Oh god, you got me. I actually read it. All right, Craig, you want to see what I'm working on? So you got me. I'm working on a grind reel API. Now I don't know if you know what an API is, but pretty much what's going to happen is, I'll pull up the documentation quickly. If you, nope. So if you go to like API get user info and you throw your ID, like Craig Wadding's ID, into here, your Discord ID, and then the key, which I'm probably going to have people pay for, at least like $1 a month, just so I can get enough money to pay for all the data to get hosted. But so you do that, and then it returns you Craig Wadding with his current photo, his current name, his nickname, all that stuff from the Ground Reel Discord. So if we did like let's say we did like a grip project or a community project and it was a Facebook copy or clone, you can come here to get your data. And it'd be cool because you have the data from our Discord. And then if you want like messages and things like that, you can get those too by going to specific dates. So like if I want all the messages from the 15th of January, I would write get messages and then /15th of January, but like the code. What DB am I using? I'm going to use Postgres, which is just typical SQL. It's just really powerful. So if I wanted to make this big one day, if I really cared to go crazy, I can. This is like other projects I had a while back. Pretty much just, it ends up looking something like this. This is a pretty simple one, but oh my god. Alright, thanks Craig for helping out. Thomas, are you learning, working? At what point in the spectrum are you at right now? Because something brought you here. I need to figure out where people are coming from so I can focus more on where I'm not bringing people in from. Where did you come from? Discord? Because I never really plugged my channel in Discord, so I'm not sure where people would be coming from. I feel like Instagram maybe? I've been trying to do Instagram. Basic JS, okay. That's perfect, because that's literally all I've been doing, just JS videos. Did like what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a bootcamp style curriculum. So I'm gonna build right now I'm just doing courses to get good with talking and editing and you know, quality, my filming quality, all that. I want to get that good. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, so I want to get good at talking to the camera and making my videos and all that. And then once I feel I'm comfortable, I'm gonna start making bootcamp. Like, you're local in Montreal. I knew there was a Thomas who went to my bootcamp with me, but I don't think it was Ferris. I don't remember. What part of Montreal? I'm like right on the island. Just smack on the side. Next to the West Island. Yeah. Nah, he was a bit insane. He had like a master's in math or something. Dude, NDG is super close. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot of good stuff for people who are starting off. I'm gonna build a boot camp, but I want to make it way cheaper. Because I've done one boot camp and I went through the curriculum of a couple others like in detail, and I wrote down a bunch of notes. And I'm going to take those notes and turn them into courses and make a boot camp for, let's say, $1,000 instead of paying, you know, here it's like 5, 6, 7 plus. So if I can make, you know, oh, he didn't leave the boot camp. He was just insanely good programmer. He did his master's in math, and then he wanted to learn to program. And then when he was done, he was already starting to build like machine learning projects, even though it was a web development based bootcamp. But yeah, it's because the bootcamp I went to, Lighthouse Labs, it's pretty expensive, and not everyone can afford that. Lowagon, yeah, Lowagon, I think it's like $9,000 or something. So if I can make that Lowagon style or Lighthouse Lab style program for like $1,000, obviously you don't get as much help, but for those who just need content, I think that'd be good. I don't want to overcharge because I want to bring value, not just make money off of it. I just want to make enough that I can quit my job and then full time help people out. That's my goal. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm doing things like what I'm doing right now. If I can build an API that I have control over, it'd be cool, because I can be like, alright guys, this is a community project and we're going to do a $100 prize. Make a Facebook or Instagram or Twitter clone. And then we can have this API, and I'm like, alright, whoever is in, message me, I'll message you back key, or I'll message you back link to a key, and that's what you got. That's your thing. If you go over the key limit, you're gonna get banned for a day or whatever. How do I feel in my current job? It's cool and all, and if your goal long term is to be a programmer for a company, it's a great job. I want to work for myself. Of course. I've only worked like I've worked less than a year now, and I'm still every day having to learn a lot of things. like jumping on projects that I have no clue what I'm doing, and I'm like freaking out on the side, and the guy next to me knows what he's doing, but I don't want to bug him all day. So I'm like sitting there and I'm just freaking out over like the smallest thing, and then someone explains it to me, I'm like, oh, I just spent 8 hours on that. Great. Craig's also starting a boot camp. Thomas said he's starting a boot camp, one right next to me actually, in Montreal. Which is cool. Not the one I went to though, but like it's perfect competitor. There's another one, but it's not as good. Craig's gonna do Flatiron, which is more computer science. Well, web development and a tiny little portion at the end for computer science. And it's long. Craig, how long is yeah, Lowagon looks good. Let's look through the curriculum. Pretty sure they do React. That's all you need. Craig, how long is Flatiron? Like almost a year, right? Yeah, Lowagon's huge. Look how many campuses they have. So it's $10,000. Okay, so it's a little bit pricier. It's only 9 weeks. I didn't know it was only 9 weeks. You get a scholarship, okay. You think it's less competitive? This is important. They should highlight this ×10 courses in English, because it's a France company, so that should be like bold and large. The one thing I gotta say about boot camps is they lie about most of the time the look of their campus. Like mine, they took pictures of the Toronto one, and then they put pictures of the Montreal one from the Toronto so I was like, oh wow, that looks amazing. And then we went, and it was just a WeWork downtown. They don't really touch full stack JS stuff. I mean, let me see. Let me go my email. Let me check my email. I think I still have their syllabus. I don't really want to give them my email again. Damn, I can't be putting this song. It's not royalty free. My stream is gonna get DMCA'd. Alright. Lowagon syllabus. I don't have it, but do you have the syllabus, Tom? Join the full. It says full stack. Oh, here. Oh, wow. And it makes me my email. I really don't want to give him my email right now. It's a 9-week. It's Ruby on Rails. Oh. Damn, I didn't know it was Ruby on Rails. APIs get in Heroku. Requires 40 hours of online work to prepare for the course and 2 months. So, the issue with things like this is 2 months is not enough time. And for $10,000 for 2 months, it's a lot of money. But it depends. It's like, how far in are you? What do you need? Do you need just like a boost, and then you can learn on, like, do you think you're able to learn on your own? Like, I know Craig isn't good at learning on his own, but after the 10, 11 months, whatever it is, I'm sure it'll teach him a lot of skills of to discipline himself. That's what my bootcamp did to me, but mine was 12 weeks. This is 9. 9 is really short. And think about it like this. It's 9 weeks, but the last 2 are going to be your final project. So really it becomes a 7-week. And 7 week is a month and a half, or a month and almost a little bit more than a half, which is really not a lot. And it's $10,000, so I don't know. That's why I liked Lighthouse a bit more, because it was just, You need time. Yeah, I did Lighthouse. I'm not saying the Wagon's bad. They have good reviews and all that, but still, it's just, it's 10 weeks, really? I don't get that, dude. It takes months. Like Flatiron and Land are doing it right. It doesn't take. All right, see you, Craig. Thanks for coming. Damn, it's 10 weeks. Yeah, it's just not enough time. Like it'll get you started, but those who get jobs after the bootcamp are the ones that. You thought Decode would be too intense? I'm pretty sure Decode is. It's 8 weeks, which makes it a 6-week bootcamp, and 2 weeks you're learning on your own. I mean, yeah, you're anyways learning on your own, but. Doesn't look intense. 11,000, oh my god. Okay, so 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. That is not enough time. Lighthouse gives you the option. Well, okay, Lighthouse is 9 to 9 every day. But if you finish your day of the work, you can leave earlier. Lighthouse, even though it's a 10-week boot camp, you're 9 to 9 every day, which can make it almost like a month or two more, just because of the amount of time you're spending there. And you can go 6 days a week. They have a weekend mentor that's always there. So it ends up being 6 days a week, 9 to 9, except on Saturdays it's 9 to 5. But these, they're 5 days a week, and they're only 8-9 hours a day. All the curriculums are, like, even though Ruby isn't as popular, you're still going to learn to program, and you can take that to any language. I just think Lighthouse has the best like time for your money. Because really what you're paying for is the mentors that sit in the room all day. The curriculum is going to be a bunch of shit taken off the internet. These curriculums aren't hard to. I made mine in like 2 weeks. I'm like, all right, I want to make a boot camp. What do I need? HTML, CSS, and okay, there we go. That's half the boot camp. You could try getting into Lighthouse. I think it's a better option, but I don't know. It depends on so much. Like, it depends on you the most. Like, who you are will depend on what you fit best. I just know Lighthouse is the best for people who are new. I think it's the best for the people. I haven't went to all of them, but it allows you to have a lot of time, even though 3 months isn't, or 10 weeks isn't a lot of time, but at least you get 9 to 9 and stuff. I got a job in C#, not in C. In C#. But I don't think I got it because of the bootcamp. Even though I did meet them through the bootcamp, I think it was my personality and how I marketed myself. I don't get how people get jobs in languages they never cut before. Because when you're a junior, it's about potential. They're not expecting you to come in and just program like a senior dev. Covered as in studied, or languages are super really close to each other. They just have differences like syntax and then little features that some languages can do that others can't. But anyways, those differences are only matter when you're at a high level. Like in your basics, you could do any language and it should be fine. So how did you find the job? Did you search online, or did someone? So I actually I applied to them, and then they came to our demo day. So I applied to them before they came to the demo day. Then they came to the demo day. Then they watched my project. Well, 2 of them, and they're like, "All right, come into our office with your team, and present it to the engineering team at our company." And this is a big company, a big corporate. So like I was like, I'm gonna get this stamp on my resume. This is big for me. And they brought in a second team from our project, from our bootcamp, and they were like, all right, both of the teams, go present your project. So the other team went first, then we went, and they're like, okay, so we picked team 1. You 3, you're coming to work for us. You 3, sorry. And we were like, what the hell? You just made us fight for the job? Turns out the team they picked, they all had jobs. So then they had no choice but either take us or not, we all leave. And they offered me a job, and I was like, I had other offers, but this one would have been the best stamp on my resume. Now, if I can go back, would I made a different decision? No. Because at the end of the day, I want to do my own thing. I want to build these courses. I want to build my own boot camp, and then use that to allow me to leave my job, which I think I'll be able to do soon, really near future. I think I'll be able to go full-time on these bootcamp stuff. I mean, anyways, I applied and they answered back to me, so it was like, who knows? I don't know if it helped, but it made it a lot easier. But at the same time, they got to see other people, and then they made us fight for the job. But we didn't know it. We thought we thought they might hire all of us, because they were hiring like 10 devs every 2-3 weeks. They still are now, but actually last week they said they're gonna stop, and then they got rid of 5 people, and now I'm thinking they're gonna get rid of a lot more. I think they hired a lot and they realized they don't have the money, and now they're gonna start firing. So I gotta be careful. But I'm okay, honestly. Like, if I leave, I have a little saved up. I want to go full-time into the dream of making courses, you know? I've learned a lot in the past while that I've been there, and I've gotten my value, and I think they got theirs, so. You're just desperate for a job. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's the only thing I could think of at first. Literally the only thing I could think of was just, I was like, whatever, just pay me and give me work and put a stamp on my resume. And now that you just want to build the skills and build a career for yourself. Yeah, I know you mean that. I'm at the point where I'm living rent-free, and I don't know how much longer I'll be doing that for. So now is the time for me to go all out. Now's the time for me to, spend a full year, every single dollar I have saved up, and try and build my courses and try and build a brand through YouTube. You found it, and there's like 38 other people who found it, and who knows, in a month I can have 100 subscribers, and then on Instagram I can have 300 people, and then I could tie the two in together and be like, hey, I'm making courses, $10 a course. You're going to be learning something that you'd be learning at a bootcamp for $11,000, but you could take your time, you could do it over a year, and then I could build maybe a subscription, so you pay $100 a month and you get access to all the courses or something. Or I could make it actually like a bootcamp where you pay a certain amount a month, and every month something gets unlocked. So first month, all the basic courses get unlocked. Second month, all the medium courses get unlocked. So you can't just jump to the last one, and then it forces you to take the steps. There's a lot of people on Discord who think bootcamps will bring them the job, but it's not like that. It's your work and the bootcamp's curriculum and help together will bring you a job. The bootcamp is just 30% of the actual result. It's you that at the end of the day that's going to bring yourself a job, because you're building projects that you're going to throw on your resume, and if they're not good, okay, they're probably not going to be good. Mine weren't good, but you're going to be building projects in the bootcamp. You're going to be throwing them on your resume. The bootcamp's going to be like, hey, this is what we do for our cover letter, but you're still going to have to go and put in that extra hour and make your cover letter extra good using their example. Like, you have a curriculum that they're going to give you, and you follow it, and if you have questions, you ask them, and that's what you're paying for. And whether you do that for free in Discord or you do that in a bootcamp, I really think you need to be a certain type. You have to, like, you teach yourself in whatever you do, whether it's college, bootcamp, at home in your mom's basement. Like, I get it, dude. I needed it too. Now, no. Hell no. But at the time, yeah. I would have not have been where I am right now without the boot camp. The one thing I liked about Lighthouse is the instructors. They were all amazing. Like mind blow. Like I would pay. Okay, now I wouldn't because I'm trying to do things. But if I had $5 grand laying around and I needed help with the project, I would go straight to them. Thank you. I'm trying my best, man. Telling you, give me a couple months. Not even. Give me a couple months. You'll see this YouTube channel at like 500 subscribers. Hopefully I'll have a couple courses by then, start pulling in people and being like, this is who I am, this is what I want to do, you know, support it and be a part of it, or you can watch a YouTube channel, it'll be free. I don't want it to be like a sellout where I'm just like, hey, $1,000 for a course you can get on Udemy for $10. I want to be like, no, $100 for a course that, you know, Udemy doesn't have because no one's doing it as good as I will be doing it. That kind of mentality. And then I'll have this. Sorry, I thought I heard something. And then I'll have the API and it's all going to tie in really nice together. I'm definitely not against a boot camp. I'm just worried that boot camps are getting too much into the point where they need money badly. So they're like, they make it look like they'll say 99% hiring rate, but really, what are the jobs they're getting hired for? Is it internships? Is it junior jobs? Is it something totally unrelated? Is it back to their McDonald's job or back to their lawyer job or accountant? You know, where are they going to? That's what they're not usually saying. And that's what I'm worried about. Like I see Lambda, and Lambda does that. Lambda says engineering jobs. So it's still too vague. I want to know, is it software engineering jobs? Yeah, of course. It's sad, but that's just how they live. They live off of their stats because it's not credited. There's no government, like old guys at the top of the government saying, hey, when you graduate from here, you're going to look good at Google. No, Google does not care. But now Google's starting to not care about college too, so that's nice. Or care less, I guess. I don't know. I don't have any plans of working at Google unless they're paying me like millions. Billions, millions and billions and billions. Anyways, let's get back to this. So, open up the table. I can walk you through some stuff since you're the only one in here who's been supporting today. I'll try and explain to you slowly. And if I'm going too fast, let me know. But this is a relational database. There's tables that have relations with each other. Now, here we have two tables. We have a users table, and we have a user with a key table. So a key is you need to work on objects. Did you see the object video I did? Any thoughts on that one? I'm curious if you had any thoughts on that one. No? Well, I put one out. It's very basic, but maybe it'll help you. And if you find me in Discord, let me know. I would love to know what you think. You know, be harsh. If it's shit, hey, Mike, that video was absolute crap. And if it was good, you know, you can tell me it's good. But people like you who watch the videos now are the ones who are going to help me out long term, because your feedback. Without feedback, I don't know where I'm going wrong. And without knowing where I'm going wrong, I have a hard time improving. Or anyone would have a hard time improving, because they don't know where they're going wrong, so it's like, what am I doing? Okay, so I'm gonna get back to this. Got the users table. Ooh. What's on the left window? Oh, it's really, damn. Ah, shit. So I got that, and then I got, okay, that's way too much. I don't know if that, you should be fine if you're in full screen. I'm gonna make this 1 inch small. What's on my code editor? Oh, so this is, I'm building something called a migration. Every time I run my app, this runs and it builds my database for me. So it's gonna build what we see on the right, but now I have to make it. So I just took like an example I made a while back because I haven't used this in a while. So we've got create table users, and then we got a function table here. Let's go back to ES6. Table.increment, so that's my ID. Table integer, no, table string. Pretty much I'm just gonna map the one on the right to this. Table string. What am I using for my app? Like my whole stack? Yeah, it's gonna be Node. It's going to have, so the API is gonna be Node, Express, Postgres, and a bunch of little tools. The app for you to sign up and get your key and all that is just going to be basic React. It's going to be the quickest to make it React because I don't need a backend for it. I already have the routes. I'm just going to send all the information to the routes. And the bot is going to be also a WebSocket app. No, I don't know if you know what WebSockets are. You go over that in Lighthouse Labs, which is why I really enjoyed Lighthouse Labs. But WebSockets is a way of, instead of me having to call the API every time, so like, hey, I need my names, give me my names. Hey, I need my users, give me my users. I need messages, give me messages. You can leave a connection open, and you can kind of just, imagine like I'm just taking. And then with the WebSocket, you don't, so with HTTP, you need to request and then get a response. With WebSockets, you can send a response without getting a request. So let's say we're playing a game and I move left and then you move right. I didn't request for you to send me your position. I want you to send me your position when you move so that it updates on my screen, right? If I had to ask every time for your position, that wouldn't make sense. Like you can move all the way to the other side of the map and then be like, no, it's not like Ajax. Ajax is the other way. Ajax is HTTP. So I say, hey Thomas, I need user with ID 3, and then you give me back that user with ID 3. With WebSockets, I just, you could send me user with ID 3, and I didn't ask you for it. You just send it to me because I need it, but I don't. You force it to me. So let's say we're playing a game, and we're both on a square map, and I move to the bottom and you move to the top. We want, when you're moving and when I'm moving, that it updates on our screens right away. So I tell you, I'm like, hey, I moved 2 to the left and 1 up, and then you tell me you moved 2 down, 1 left, or you get my point. So it's pretty much constant updating each other without having to say, hey, where are you? And then you tell me where you are. It's just like, hey, I'm moving here. I don't know if that makes sense. I could draw it out if it doesn't make sense, but pretty much no requests, just straight responses. Yeah, WebSockets is super cool. You can build games, you can build a chat app. That's what I did. I built a chat app. Okay, so I got my name, I got my email, I got my password. Do I need anything else? Nope. Table.foreign. Ooh, crap. I don't remember how to use that. Table.increments and then dot foreign key. We haven't built the other table yet, so this isn't gonna work. I'm anyways gonna have to delete this and redo it myself. But, I mean, redo it in another file. So do that. Let's delete the migration. Let's go cd database. No, not, damn it. Oh, it won't let me do it in the database file. Okay, well. I guess I have to do it like that. So let's delete that. And let's make a migration for users. So we go migrations, we go here. Okay. Name, email, password, ID. Got that done. Let's go look at connects.js. Primary keys. Okay, so when you don't put anything inside this bracket right here on line 4, I'm gonna assume that it just goes straight to taking the word ID, because I can name my primary key like they're doing right here. I'm sure this is tiny. Alright, let me move that. Where's that example? Here we go. So right here they do table.increments and then user ID. I don't want that. Okay, so let's run the migration. I need to set up Postgres in my command line, but for now I'm just going to use the normal way. Or sorry, the GUI or whatever you want to call it. I am confused to where the command is. I think it's connects migrate latest. Damn, where's the instructions on this thing? Yeah, connects migrate latest. Okay. Doesn't break. Okay, it does. Error. Password authentication failed for Postgres. Add connection. Okay. So back to my connects file.js. Database, user, password. Let's pull this to the side quick so no one can see my password. It should work. I don't know why it's not working. Oh no. Password authentication failed. Alright. Here, so it says I'm trying to connect. Select all from users, yeah. Owner Postgres. Password should be my password for my computer. You gotta go? No problem. Thanks for watching. Let's move over. Password authentication failed. Okay, so I've had this issue before. Damn it. It's like the worst issue to have. I think I'm gonna close the stream for tonight. Continue this stuff tomorrow. Got no one in here anyways. Alright, boys and girls, thanks for watching. I will see you in the video tomorrow.